With Reclaim AI, your calendar arranges itself around your chosen priorities. If a new appointment comes in, it dynamically adjusts tasks and recurring habits around the new situation. But should you actually use it? Let's talk about it in this video. Reclaim AI is basically tackling the problem of calendar Tetris with AI. As the name suggests, calendar Tetris describes a situation where you need to constantly update your calendar to keep appointments, habits, and other activities updated to the real situation. In reality, calendar Tetris is often even too complicated to do for busy professionals, so they give up on planning individual work with the calendar altogether or never even get started with it. Reclaim offers AI scheduling that promises to solve the calendar Tetris problem. CEO Patrick Lightbody describes Reclaim as a non-intrusive little friendly robot that helps you make time for things that are important to you. Personally, when I started testing Reclaim, I also found it a good moment to ask myself what actually my priorities are and how I want to use my time, rather than just running on autopilot. Now, how exactly does Reclaim AI help with this? In my view, the top 3 features are task scheduling for your to-dos, smart habits for recurring activities, and one-to-one meetings that reschedule automatically according to both user calendars. There are more features, but those are the most important ones Reclaim offers now. Let me show you how each of them works in a demo. You might not have used a smart scheduling app before, so let me briefly show you the interface first. What you see here is the planner, which shows you your week and how you plan to spend the time. Like conventional calendars, this includes appointments, but here it also has tasks and habits. If you see solid color, that means this item is fixed, whereas the dotted outlined items have flexibility to move to other times or be shortened. On the left side, you see the calendars in use. As you can see, Reclaim smoothly integrates with Google Calendars, and that is also how it can schedule your tasks and habits around your appointments. On the right side, you see priority habits, open tasks, and low priority habits. These can be linked to project managers like Asana, ClickUp, and also Monday.com. If you're interested to learn more about AI features those project managers have to offer, check out my dedicated videos about them. Alright, now that you are roughly familiar with the interface, let's take a look at tasks. You can get an overview about them by selecting Tasks in the navigation menu on the left. What you see here first is a list of open tasks ordered by priority. Each task has a scheduled time, an estimated amount of work time left, and a due date. Here you see tasks related to me recording this video. Let's say my friend Lucas suddenly asks me to take a look at his new software, and I expect this to take roughly 1 hour. We can then just create a new task where we estimate a duration and decide if the task can be split or needs to be worked on all at once. We can then choose what period of the day we want to work on this, as well as due dates and time. After we created the task, it will show up here in our list, including a time when it is scheduled. In this case, our calendar for the day actually does not have any space for the new task, which after some delay or page refresh triggers a yellow "at risk" warning. To understand the issue better, let's go back to our planner. We see that there is a long block of business chat, but this is actually not very important and we can easily skip the first hour. So let's change this. Now, this is an entry in Google Calendar, so we can't edit it directly in Reclaim. But with a right click, we receive a link we can follow and directly get forwarded to the relevant event inside of Google Calendar. And here we can edit the event. Once we reschedule the business chat, we need to wait around 20 seconds until Reclaim AI automatically fills the open space with the task Luca's software review that we just created. Back in the Reclaim Planner, you also see this gets synchronized. I should mention that even if you move around or delete tasks inside of the Reclaim Planner, not in Google Calendar, it still takes more than 10 seconds each time to update your priorities. This means the whole software feels quite clunky. And that is how tasks work in Reclaim AI natively. Let me know in the comments if you're also interested to learn how this integrates with tasks from Asana and ClickUp. Then I'll make videos about this specifically. Also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. Alright, next let's talk about smart habits. First, let's navigate to the habits in the navigation menu on the left. Habits are essentially similar to tasks, except that they're reoccurring regularly. Right now, they're split in priority habits and low priority habits, although prioritization will become more granular with an upcoming update. As an example, let's look at our lunch habit. The duration here is given as 30 minutes to 1 hour, which reflects the desire to have a full hour of lunch if there is time, but also the ability to shorten it if our calendar fills up with other priorities. Besides duration, we can also select what days we want the habit to be scheduled and a broader time window where the habit can be scheduled. Reclaim forgot to show this here, but in the Edit menu you can also select an ideal time, which could, for example, be 12 o'clock for our lunch. Scrolling down further, here you'll see several options for time defense, where you can choose how aggressive the calendar should protect your habits. The option ranges from always free to always busy, with various degrees in between. There is a bit more detail to it, but this should already give you a good overview how it works. To see it in action, let's go back to our planner. You see, right now our lunch nicely fills up 1 hour at 12, just as we prefer it according to our preference. But now let's say we just got an invite for a meeting with the CEO next Wednesday from 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Let's fill this in our Google Calendar. Now we need to wait about 20 seconds again, after which we can see that our lunch meeting adjusts automatically. And that is how habits work in Reclaim AI. Next, let's take a look at a special kind of appointment, the Smart One-to-One meeting. Usually, tasks and habits are done by just one person, which means they are flexible. But meetings involve multiple people, so they need to be fixed, or an effort has to be made to reschedule them if that becomes necessary. The Smart One-to-One meeting creates a new category in between, where Reclaim knows both participants' calendars and can move around the meeting automatically to best fit both participants' needs. This can create additional flexibility in calendars that would otherwise not be possible. Unfortunately, when I tested this feature with one of my friends, we were not able to get the Smart One-to-Ones to show up on her Reclaim Planner and Google Calendar. And after 30 minutes of trying, we decided it's not worth the hassle. This is why I suggest you only use the feature with people who are already using Reclaim AI. Otherwise, you run the risk of embarrassing yourself by promoting a cool concept that you won't easily get to work. Alright, these were the top 3 features of Reclaim AI. There is more to each of them than I was able to show you in these short demos. So check out the links in the video description if you want more information. So, what would you actually use Reclaim for? It may sound a bit ironic, but by thinking about and specifying what is most important to you, you get the chance to have more control about your activities with less mental effort. Even when your schedule changes, if Reclaim AI is set up well, it will change around everything else, so you still get the most out of your time. If you unexpectedly have more time than you thought, lower priorities will come up and prevent you from wasting time with infinity pools, like social media or video streaming. Because of that, I recommend you also check out the book Make Time by Jake Knapp and John Zeratsky if you plan to start using time management, because it will help you to make the most effective use of it. What does Reclaim AI cost? The good thing is that there is a free version that is already fairly useful. Other than a task manager like Asana, a smart scheduling app like Reclaim AI already brings most of its advantages to individual users, so there is really no need for multiple users for this to work well. Given the limited features of Reclaim AI, I think the paid versions are rather on the expensive side for most people. And that is Reclaim AI. Time management is a tricky challenge for many people, and the idea to tackle it with priorities and a software that can smartly schedule things around that sounds great to me. So I was really excited when I first learned about Reclaim AI. Unfortunately, Reclaim can't provide the user experience that I expect from any software in 2023. I'd say by far the biggest issue is that AI rescheduling around a changed appointment takes the software more than 10 seconds every time, even on the internal software. And if you have changes on Google Calendar, it's even more than 20 seconds. This is not just a syncing issue, but just a really slow internal process. And since this issue persists, even though Reclaim AI is already around for more than 3 years, suggests to me that this is a software engineering problem at the core of the company that they won't be able to fix anytime soon. Of course, I hope I'm wrong and they will make it much faster really soon, but at this point I would be very surprised if that happens. The second user experience issue I had was with my friend when I tried to set up those smart one-to-one meetings but wasn't able to get it to work within a reasonable amount of time. Even though the meeting showed up as accepted for both of us and was in my calendar, we were not able to get it to show up in my friend's calendar as well, even though there was no error message whatsoever. Instead, we got spammed with dozens of Gmail invites at one point. So to sum up, Reclaim AI is built around a great idea, but due to user experience problems, I really can't recommend it at this point. Soon, I'm also going to take a look at Motion, another smart scheduling app. So subscribe if you don't want to miss that one. With that, thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one.